Hey besties, here is a step-by-step guide of how to get a man to double text you because is there anything more gratifying on this earth? I don't know. Number one, you have to remain unbothered. No matter how badly you want to blow up his phone, you're doing more bad than good when you do that. The unbothered energy, what you convey without actually saying it, is that you have a lot of options on the table. And if this man isn't giving you attention, he's not pursuing you and chasing you, then you're going to run along and entertain a different guy who is giving you the attention you deserve. And this is just smart in general. You should not get overly invested in a man who is not your boyfriend. When you get overly invested in a man you just met, what you're actually falling in love with is the fantasy of him because you don't actually know this man. This man is essentially a stranger. If you've been on 3, 4, 5 dates, you don't actually know him. You just know who he's presenting himself to be on those dates. Especially a narcissist, he could easily be wearing a mask to convince you he's somebody he's not. So intelligent women always remain skeptical of a man, especially when they are first getting to know him. And that means not getting overly invested on the outcome of this relationship with this man. If it works out, great. If it doesn't work out, then it wasn't meant to be. That's the unbothered energy. You're totally detached from the outcome. You just move along to another man who knows to pursue you. 2, you have to text him back sporadically. That means sometimes quickly, sometimes not quickly. The psychology term for this is intermittent reinforcement. And when they did this in studies with pigeons, what they found is that when the pigeon picked at a lever, sometimes it got a pellet of food and sometimes it didn't. It would eventually peck at the lever all day because it would hope that eventually it got a pellet of food. Because it was irregular, it made the pigeon always want to try to push the lever. And that is why when you text back sporadically, so sometimes you respond right away, sometimes you don't, it literally makes somebody addicted to you because they never know when they're going to get that reward of that warm text back from you. It's this big misconception online. Men like cold women, they like selfish women. Yeah, no. Like men like women who are warm and feminine, especially men in their masculine. So you should be responding very warmly. So every time he gets a text from you, he gets excited because it's a happy text that gives him a rush of dopamine and makes him feel good. But the caveat is you're not responding all the time because that's when your value goes down in his head. When you're busy and you're living a well-rounded life that doesn't revolve around this man who isn't even your boyfriend yet, then he has to earn a spot in your life. And that means you respond when you have the free time and you don't respond when you're busy, which is pretty frequently. And therefore, he has to work to get a spot in your life. And that makes him obsessed with you and chase you down to win you over. The same way that you as a woman, you want stability. You want a man who's dependable and provides security. Men want intrigue. They want a woman who's unpredictable. They want a woman who adds excitement to their life. And the most simple way to do this is to not be at his beck and call, which is just smart in general as a woman, you guys. You should never make a man the star of your movie. You are the star of your movie. This guy is just like a cute side character that we like to look at. Step number 3. Continue posting on your socials. In an ideal situation, he's following you on your social media, whether it be Instagram, Snapchat, whatever. And he's going to see that you are busy living a well-rounded life that does not revolve around him. If he's not your boyfriend, then therefore he's not your priority yet. And even if he is your boyfriend, you are still your number one priority always. You are the only person you are going to have for your entire life. Never forget that. You should always be your number one priority. What you are indirectly saying when you do this and you maintain this attitude is that you love yourself. You're not seeking for this man to validate you and provide you with the love that only you can provide for yourself. And I talk about this all the time. Life is like a mirror. The more you love yourself, the more everybody around you loves you. The more you prioritize yourself, the more everybody in your life prioritizes you. It's a direct reflection of how you feel about yourself. And it's the same way with the texting. When you know you are worthy of a man to pursue you, and you're going to sit there and wait till a man does it, you're not never ever going to succumb to chasing after a man, then they are going to reflect that energy back to you and chase after you. And sometimes I get questions on my videos, well, what if he doesn't chase after you? Then he's not a man and is masculine. Like, send him blessings, hope he heals. He's not the right guy for you. When you know you are the prize, which all of you are, you chase after nobody. If he doesn't chase after you, then he just lost out on the best thing that could have ever happened to him. So sad for him. Remember, bad bitches do not convince anybody of their worth. They simply remove themselves from people who are too blind to see a good thing in front of them, which there are a lot of men like that, you guys. Like, there's nothing you can do as a woman to convince them of your worth. They cannot see it. They physically cannot see it. And that's on them. Step 4, care less. Here's the thing. The less you care, the more he's going to care. It literally always works like that. Remember, whoever cares less about the outcome of a relationship holds the power. And that's what you want to do as a woman. You never, ever want to be at the mercy of a man, to be in the driver's seat of a relationship, because that is a direct path to misery. And if you've ever been in a relationship like that, I know I have when I was much, much younger, it is horrible. So much better to be alone than to be in a relationship where the man is in control. But by not caring and putting your focus back on yourself, you're going to draw him in, and he's going to want you to care so bad. Especially these high value men that you all want to date. They are so used to women bending over backwards, doing anything to get their attention, getting anything to get a text back from them, that when a woman doesn't do it, it doesn't even math in their head. They're like, she's not chasing me. She's not begging to get on my yacht. It doesn't even make sense to him. He's like, I have to have her. I have to understand why she's so different. I have to understand why she's not enamored with me like all these other women. And then you become what? Different to him. And then he's blowing up your phone, double texting you, calling you over and over again, trying to convince you to hang out with him, to go on a date with him, trying to win you over, because you have not handed yourself over to him on a silver platter like all these other women. And so now he wants to get to know you. I swear to God, this has never failed. And the irony is that all of these tactics, they really funnel down to loving yourself. Remember, healed girls are hot girls. When you do the inner work, then you know you are worthy of any man to chase after you. And that's when they all chase you. The women who land these top tier men, they're not the prettiest, they're not the fittest, they're not the born into the most rich families. It's literally their mentality that sets them apart. And that's very empowering, because everybody can apply these mentalities and land the men of their dreams. If you like these tips, make sure to subscribe to my channel, where I give you all the dirt on how to land the men of your dreams.